Sarah Short, and I'm going to be showing you a quick Gelli Plate collage exercise that I do when I don't have a lot of time. In fact, I'll often do this when my 7-year-old wants to do some Gelli Plate printing, which means he'll only last for a few minutes. And when we're printing side by side, that means I only have a few minutes to print. So I'll just work with limited paint colors, 1 or 2 stencils, and a stack of vintage book pages. And make a series of prints. I'm using Golden Open paints, which means that I have an extra long drying time and I don't have to worry about the paper sticking, which is helpful when he gets distracted and needs help. I can move over and help him, and I know that I wouldn't have just completely ruined whatever it was I was working on. But you don't need to use open paints. You can use whatever paints you have on hand. You can also purchase an open thinner, which you can add to your paints, any of your acrylic paints, and it will slow the drying time. Switch colors, just put it on top of what's already here, mix it in, and create some new color. This is also a Golden Open, but it's one of the opaque colors. So there's a lot more coverage. And a few solid prints as well. So I'll just roll out what's left of this and print on top of some of the other prints that maybe I don't like as much. Of this I can cover up so that I won't have all that visible type when I collage. Still a lot. Maybe one more print. As we know, once you start Gelli Plate printing, it's really hard to stop. And one ghost print, since there's still some paint left here. And now I'm going to take a minute to clean up and get out my collage materials. So I have the prints still drying a little bit, but now I'm going to cut them into collage papers. And I'm just following and responding to what the stencils have left behind, any interesting patterns or textures I want to take advantage of, or sometimes get rid of. So I'll spend a minute or two doing this, and then I'll create some collages. So I've already pre-cut the pieces. I'm using matte medium for my adhesive, and my goal is to not overthink these compositions. So I'll make 3 or 4 of them in a single session, whatever I end up having time for. Sometimes I'll just use a glue stick. At this point, scissors are optional. I just tear into them or just glue down what I'd already prepared. And as the paint is oftentimes still a little tacky, it might smear to the edges. And that's all right, because I don't consider these more than sketchbook pieces. They're just quick explorations of color and shape. A lot of what if I do this thinking. Which helps me later on when I am creating compositions and pieces that I need to have more polish to them. Add in a couple of these from an earlier print session just to get some more darks and contrast into the mix. And you can challenge yourself to try to use all of the papers that you had created in your Gelli Plate session, or just keep going until you run out of time.